Hey everybody, welcome back to digital imaging for genealogy. We're using GIMP photo image editing software. Today we're going to be talking about scanning and just some basic guidelines and tips and tricks that I use when scanning images. First, we're going to start off by changing our mindset about photographs and pictures that we're going to be scanning. We need to think of them more as historical documents rather than just pictures we're scanning into the computer. Some of the pictures are going to be more valuable and important to us than other pictures. Pictures of a relative or a family member that's deceased, it's going to be way more valuable than a picture of your trip to Florida in 1978 or wherever. So we kind of switch into that mindset. We want to save the highest quality image that our scanners will give us, not only for the visual appeal now, but for future generations. If someone might want to pick up the image and do a little restoration on it, they'll have all of the data that they need to get that done. So first we're going to talk about sorting our images. We want to sort them into images by value. Sort them by value. Portraits, images of people that have gone before. We want to get those done first and at the highest quality. Other images we'll scan maybe at a lower resolution or file type. So I know most of us probably have thousands of boxes and boxes and boxes of photographs laying around, and it's a daunting task to think about going through all of those. So I'd suggest make it a family thing. Families are together for the holidays now. People like to go through photographs. So dig them out, go through them, sort them, make piles of things that need to be good. Things that need to be got done now. Learn how to speak. And then the next step is, once you've got them sorted, go through, look at them kind of critically. Look for smudges, fingerprints, miscellaneous items that might have been spilt on them. The next step will be cleaning the photographs. I use a product called PEC 12. It's specifically for cleaning photographs. It will not harm the images or the emulsion layers. But also, when I have a large quantity to do, I use good old Ronson lighter fluid. It works just as well. It's just safe, and it will take off a lot of damage. A lot of fingerprints, soda spilled on photographs. However, it will also remove any hand retouching that's been done to the photograph. So just bear that in mind. Then we want to talk about file types. We're going to be scanning all of our images, regardless of whether they're vastly important or just a picture of a plant or a tree that whatever. We're going to be saving everything in the TIFF format. That's kind of the standard for genealogical photography. We will be saving everything at 600 DPI. We'll get more into that when we get to the scanning portion, how to set that up in your scanner. And of course, we already have our file system constructed. If you don't remember that, refer to a video a while back about getting started with digital photography. We set up our file structure. We'll be using that. And of course, we'll be scanning everything into GIMP, which we downloaded recently and installed. So if you haven't done that, refer to the videos back. I'll put links in the description to all this stuff for you. So right now, let's get started with scanning. Most scanners today are pretty generic. They can do pretty much the same things. The particular scanner that I'm using is a HP ScanJet G4010. It doesn't really matter what brand you use. The thing that's important is what your software will allow you to do. to access in your scanner. And getting started, we're gonna fire up the scanner. I've got 5 photographs on my scanner bed that I'm gonna capture today, and we'll be doing work on as far as color correction and maybe a little bit of repair work later on. But right now, let's fire up the scanner, and I'll be right back. Here we are in GIMP. In order to scan images into GIMP using your scanner software, you'll want to go over to File, Create, and from Scanner Camera. Click that. That will open, this is a dialog box to select your source. Again, I'm using the HP ScanJet 4010, so it's already selected. I'll choose that. That will open up my scanning software. Okay, it will warm up the scanner and give me a preview of the images that I've loaded onto the bed. Somewhere in your software there will be a place to adjust settings. Ours is Twain settings. We'll select that. And we want to go look for something for the resolution size. We have a default resolution. We want to set our default resolution to 600 here, 600 dpi. Some scanners can go way higher. Other scanners, 600 is pretty much about maximum for them, but 600 is kind of the standard for capturing. If your scanner doesn't support that, if you can go up to 300, 300 is the next best setting. So if you can get 300, you're good. You'll be fine. Select that, select OK. Everything else here is fine. Okay, we'll save that. Color output type. This is kind of important, regardless of what you scan, whether it's a black and white image, an old tin type, daguerreotype, or color image. Scan everything in at full color, full 24-bit color. You might ask, why would you scan a black and white in color? Well, when we get into the color correction part, you'll understand why and why that's important. Again, when we're scanning, we want to capture every bit of detail that our scanner will provide us. So that being said, we're going to select each of these photographs individually and scan them in. Hopefully your scanner has the ability to scan multiple images at one time. Most do. So I'll pick this first image. These images have been picked for specific reasons, either color cast or contrast issues. We'll be working on all these things and correcting them. So I've got that one. I want to add a new selection. Click on New Selection. I'll draw around this image. Okay. Add a new selection. Draw around the next one. Just click and drag. Draw a box. Add new selection. Again, click and drag. And you might need to adjust your selection box a little bit here or there. Okay, and one more. Okay, and once we're finished with this, we will click Finish. The images will all be scanned and sent directly into GIMP for our manipulation and initial saving. And it'll take a few minutes. We have our first image now. The first thing we want to do before we do anything else is save the image. And okay, we're going to rotate the image so that it's you can view it right. We'll go to Transform, rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, got the image rotated. Now we want to do, before we do anything else, we want to save it out to our original images folder. So we'll click on File, and in GIMP, instead of saving, we're going to export this. Export as, and we'll get this dialog box. And down here we want to select File by Type by extension. We want to select TIFF, Tagged Image Format, File, there it is. Okay, and then we'll name the image up here. Kind of a hint on this is if you know the date, the time, the place, enter all of that here. Right now I'm just going to enter image 1 for this one. And we want to change this here, the Save In folder. Remember, we set that in Pictures and Original Images. Okay. Then we'll export it. You'll get this every time you save as a TIFF. You'll get this. We want no compression. We don't want to lose any of those precious pixels that we just captured. So we'll just export. That one is saved. So we can actually close this image now. And since we've already exported this image, this is fine. We'll just discard the changes. Okay, we'll go back up to Image. We want to rotate, transform. Okay. Once again, we want to export. And it's going to be placed in the right folder. We'll name this one Okay, so we have our image in GIMP. Of course, it came in, it needs to be rotated. So we will click over here on the Rotate tool, or you can go up to Image, Transform, Rotate. But I use this, it's quicker, it's faster. We'll click on the Rotate tool, click on the image. We need to rotate 90 degrees clockwise, so we type in 90, click on Rotate. Boom, we got it. Okay, first thing we want to do is, before we do anything else, is save this image as a TIFF, high resolution TIFF. Go to File, Export As. We're going to name this one Export. No compression. We're done with that. We can close now. Okay, so we're done with our scanning. The next step will be to bring each image in, take a look at it, and figure out what we need to do with it.